What is the role of culture in student learning? The role of culture in student learning is how students communicate, how they learn, what they think, how they display what they have learned and what they thought. It is how it's like a blueprint of understanding students and their cultural background. It's communication. It's how students ask questions, how they participate in discussion, even how they respond to consequences when mistakes are made. It is motivation for the student. It is how they reflect on things that has happened and their sense of understanding along with their sense of belonging. It is a cognitive process. It helps with critical thinking and memorization. It is all of that. It really is a framework of how a student understands. How do schools and classroom environments influence language accusations? How do school and classroom environments influence language accusations? They could both. They do. They do both. They help the student and they may hinder the student. When English is used properly, the student can grow from it. They learn from it. That's why you want the environment to be rich with strategies and knowledge that the student can reflect on or use as a blueprint as of how they are to interpret English. It is also positive in a way where students feel safe with an opportunity to express themselves. Their peers are helping and not hindering them with influences of bad language or bad, or not necessarily bad, but incorrect language or incorrect ways of doing things. Visual aids should be rich. They shouldn't be like watered down versions. They should be truthful. They should be truthful in what they display. As far as English, if the influences around the EL student in English are not positive, they will not learn positive ways to express in English or even receive English. The negative of that would be, like I said, if the English is not proper, they will pick up improper ways of using it. And it could also be biased, culturally biased, painting a picture that is false. Language thrives for an EL student when that student is amongst his peers that understand them. The student has to feel safe, safe enough to express themselves or even get any feedback, make meaning of feedback. So communication should be meaningful. What steps are necessary to create an inclusive environment? There are several steps that are necessary, to create inclusive environments. The teacher, it starts with us, of course. The teacher should incorporate that student's cultural background. We should be proactive in learning. If we do not know, that sets aside bias stereotypes. If you actively learn what a student, where they come from and what they need in order to be in order to learn better, it builds relationships, rapport between a teacher and a student. You gotta have trust. That student has to trust you in order to learn from you. The language, it shouldn't be I've heard or I thought. that avoids just being biased. You don't want to come off as you know something without doing the research. You have to use a lot of different teaching methods and strategies. Don't get bound down to one thing. It has to be really open. Allow that student to use their native tongue as much as possible, and make the connection with pictures and uh, it's everything that goes with the sight and smell, taste. Make the connections that way. That's how we encourage diversity learning. Uh, these things will all help students succeed. And academically, it'll also help the student because they will take what they learn just verbally, and they will apply it academically. It will play a big role in both parts of that student's education as far and socially. Make sure to engage with families and just be a safe place for that student. Encouraging them in front of their peers and behind when it's just one on one. Small group will also help with that. Pairing your EL students with peers on or above in proficiency for them to be a great example of. Culture and learning help students. Uh, they engage with one another. Students learn almost best from one another. School and environment and language should support, not hinder, language growth. Um, this combined with scaffolding and a classroom that is rich in instruction in their native language as well as English builds relationships meaningful to the students so that they can grow and learn